May be in fact for a windfall gain, as the upcoming union budget is expected to announce subsidies with regards to interest rates on home loans. Gagan Banga, the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Indiabulls Housing Finance, joins in on the line to discuss that. And we also have the management of Magma Fincorp, who's joining in as the company plans to expand their presence in southern India. And also we have much more to discuss when it comes to things such as demonetization. Mr. Kailash Behati, the CFO of Magma Fincorp, is with us. Morning, gentlemen. Gagan, before we discuss the budget, I actually just wanted to discuss what's happening post demonetization and in the month of December. We've been speaking to a multiple number of NBFCs and asking about collections and disbursements. Can you tell us what exactly the on-ground situation for Indiabulls Housing Finance is when, say, it comes to collections as well as fresh disbursements?
Yeah, we'd actually put out a update post the demonetization process last Thursday, and in which we had referred to data which we had taken out of CIBIL, which is the largest credit bureau in India. We also have asked CRISIL to undertake an exercise where they're evaluating and putting out collection reports for all the pools that we've sold out, which are roughly of 16,000 crores, to give a good indication from a third party of where collections are. And to just focus for a minute on new business. New business, as far as home loans as a category in general, is down by just 1% in terms of inquiries which have been made by new loan applicants as compared to earlier months in the month of November. And these are applications which are logged in by various lenders in the credit bureau, which is mandatory now. So there is hardly any impact. Within the various home loan providers, the only largely impacted set of lenders that one sees is public sector lenders, where the loan applications are down by over 40%. That, I believe, is because they're probably logistically busy in converting all the money.
Right.
But that apart, there is absolutely no impact. And home loans as an asset class from new loan applicants, as per this data, is completely unchanged or hardly changed.
All right.
As far as, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Gagan.
As far as collections is concerned, again, there have been various lenders, both in the home loan segment as well as loans against property segments, which have put up similar updates on collections subsequent to demonetization, such as the one that we put up. And there, again, what one is witnessing is that both of these asset classes have stood out. The most important part is that there is no logistical issue as far as both home loans and loans against property is concerned. There was no cash collection.
Correct.
It was a collection which was completely bank-based and ECS, RTGS and EFT-based. And therefore, there is no logistical disruption. So much so that I believe that most large housing finance companies are not only are not even going to dip into the special dispensation that the regulator has given for an additional 60 days. At least Indiabulls Housing is not doing so. So we continue to witness an extremely stable trend in collections, both on 90 days past due basis as well as loans which are otherwise regular continue to pay.
All right, Gagan, so you're sounding pretty unnerved by whatever has happened. So that's good news. But do you stick to your guidance then, your dispersal guidance? I think your loan growth guidance for FY17, was that around that 30%? You're sticking to that?
Yes, we are. So we are sticking to the book growing by about 30%, and more than half the year has gone by, and we are reasonably confident that we should be able to well manage at that 30% book growth number.
Okay. Kailash, I wanted to actually ask you about what's happening with your numbers and your statistics, considering that a large part of your book is towards tractor financing, and that's one of your big focus areas going forward as well. So right now, what are fresh disbursements looking like? How much have they possibly reduced? And is there any problem in terms of collections for you at all?
I think tractors, of course, has got impacted. Tractor customers are largely rural customers, and they are cash customers. So both cash not being available and the fact that cash reached the rural area only, in the month of November, there was hardly any cash reaching the rural segment. It is December, some money has started reaching there. And therefore, our collections in tractors was down by about 30% in the month of November, so it was very significant. Overall, as the asset we finance, so we finance new car, new CV, new CE, used assets, tractors, SME, and mortgages. So we did not see any impact or any significant impact on rest of the asset classes. In fact, mortgage, it was as good or better. SME, it was as good or better. But tractors as an asset class did get significantly impacted, and the collections was down 30%. And November is the season month for tractors. Ravi showing takes place in the month of November.
Correct.
And therefore, this is the season when tractor sales are at their peak. But tractor sales were down in November by about 14%. And our financing was also similarly down by about 14%. But our disbursement for the other asset classes was down by more than 20%.
All right, so things not looking good then there, Kailash. But what about the RBI? They're given this 90-day extension. How does it change things for you? That's the first part of my question. And also I wanted to understand in terms of demonetization, how much of your total clientele, depends on cash? They get wages in cash, they get salaries in cash.
So I think I take your the second question first. We used to get about 80% of our collections in cash, pre-monetization.
Whoa.
In the month of November, out of this 80%, roughly about 50% or more than 50% paid by check. And this ratio has now, in the month of December, come to roughly about 73% by regular banking channels, and just about 27% by cash. So there is clearly a significant or a paradigm shift as far as banking is concerned.